Welcome back to the Legal Brief, the show where we crush the various legal myths and misinformation surrounding various areas of the gun world. I'm your host, Adam Kraut, and today I'm presenting you with a gift, 922R. SB Tactical, the originator of the pistol stabilizing brace, set the bar for innovation and product development in the PDW pistol category. From the insanely popular SB-M4 to the adjustable SB-A3 and even kits for pump-action firearms, SB Tactical braces are available for a wide variety of firearm platforms in fixed, adjustable, and side-folding models. To get 15% off your legally transported and carried pistol braces, use the code TGC15 over at sb-tactical.com. Now, before we get into this, the Legal Brief is going to be taking a brief break. We're going to be working on bringing a refreshed version of the show, plus after 3 years of doing the show, I feel like I need a little break myself. Now, for the past 3 years, you guys have been hounding me to do an episode on 922R. And for the past 3 years, I've teased you about doing an episode, but the wait is over. And surprisingly, it's not all that complex. Or maybe you guys just had one big question that needed answering. 922R says that it shall be unlawful for any person to assemble from imported parts any semi-automatic rifle or any shotgun, which is identical to any rifle or shotgun prohibited from importation, as not being particularly suitable for or readily adaptable to sporting purposes. 922R also says that it does not apply to 1. The assembly of any rifle or shotgun for sale or distribution by a licensed manufacturer to the United States or any department or agency thereof, or to any state or any department, agency, or political subdivision thereof. Or 2, the assembly of any rifle or shotgun for the purposes of testing or experimentation authorized by the Attorney General. We're only going to be concerned about the first part. The regulations say that no person shall assemble a semi-automatic rifle or shotgun using more than 10 of the imported parts listed, if the assembled firearm is prohibited from importation as not being particularly suitable for or readily adaptable to sporting purposes. The exception to this for our conversation is in relation to the repair of any rifle or shotgun which has been imported into or assembled in the United States prior to November 30th, 1990, or the replacement of any part of such firearm. So, I know you're probably asking, but Adam, what's on the list? Well, there's 20 parts on it. They are frames, receivers, receiver castings, forgings or stampings, barrels, barrel extensions, mounting blocks or trunnions, muzzle attachments, bolts, bolt carriers, operating rods, gas pistons, trigger housings, triggers, hammers, sears, disconnectors, buttstocks, pistol grips, forearms, handguards, magazine bodies, followers, and drumroll please, floor plates. Out of the 20 parts listed, you cannot assemble a semi-automatic rifle or shotgun using more than 10 of these parts, which are imported. 10 is the magic number. That's a magic number. If you exceed 10, you violated the law. You betrayed the law! That might be a little confusing, so here's an example. In the list, we see that magazine bodies, followers, and floor plates are listed as parts that might have been imported. For this example, we'll say that the gun itself has 7 other imported parts in it. The magazine has 3. If the magazine's inserted into the firearm, we've hit the limit of 10 imported parts. If there's a second magazine that's made of U.S. manufactured parts and it's inserted into the gun, we're only at 7 on the parts count. Same with the magazine removed. The only thing that matters is the foreign-made parts count. Adding or removing items manufactured in the U.S. does not count towards the magic number of 10. 10! Remember, from the beginning of the episode, it's the assembly, not possession of a firearm that's unlawful under 922R. Seems a bit weird, right? Well, I know the big question you guys all want to know is, but Adam, has anybody ever been prosecuted for a violation? Fair question, and I suspect that's the reason, more than any, why you guys wanted an episode on this. According to the Transactional Records Access Clearinghouse, or TRAC at Syracuse University, from 2013 to 2017, there were 4 instances of prosecutions in relation to 922R. Having said that, I've been unable to find more information in relation to those alleged prosecutions. And remember, it's only unlawful to assemble a firearm in violation of 922R, not possess it, which means that the government would have to prove that you assembled the firearm. Not only would they have to prove you assembled the firearm, they would also have to prove that more than 10 of the parts you assembled it from were imported. I'm sure the ATF has a team of individuals who are well versed in the taste of foreign woods and metals, like some kind of weird sommelier or something.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wick.
While I haven't been able to find any of those cases, I did stumble across one where an individual who previously held an FFL was denied a new license for a different FFL for, among other things, a 922R violation. In that case, it had to do with attaching bayonets to imported SKSs. Apparently, there was a letter from ATF back in 1990 that was sent to licensees which stated that the assembly of an imported SKS rifle with a folding bayonet is a violation of 922R. Even after this guy received that information, they were still putting bayonets on their SKSs that were imported in 1993. Since it was determined he willfully violated the Gun Control Act, his application for the new license was denied. Tried doing a little additional research on the topic to see if I could locate that 1990 letter, but I was unable to do so. And on top of all that, this example isn't even a prosecution. So, what's the bottom line with 922R? You cannot lawfully assemble a rifle or shotgun prohibited from importation as not being particularly suitable for or readily adaptable to sporting purposes using more than 10 imported parts. Those parts are contained in a list in the federal regulations, which is at the link down in the video description. Also, it's very difficult to find any information on an actual prosecution regarding 922R, so take that for what it's worth. As I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, the legal brief's going to go on a bit of a short hiatus to regroup and restructure. Past 3 years have been a pretty wild ride. When we started the show, the goal was to help educate both the firearms and non-firearms community about the current state of the law, as well as proposed changes in order for people to be better informed. Based on the feedback that I've received from so many of you over the past 3 years, it seems that we were kind of hitting that mark. Never did I imagine that it would be as popular or go for as long as it has. And for that, I can't thank you enough. For without you, the show wouldn't exist. There's no definitive timetable for the return of the show, so you're just going to have to keep your eyes peeled. That's it for this episode. If you learned anything from the show, help us out, hit that like button, make sure you share it around with your friends. Don't forget to get subscribed if you enjoyed the video. Consider supporting us via the links down in the video description. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.
Do the magazine, do the buttstock, do the top cover, flip the gun around. I don't know how you feel about this, but lick the top cover.
No.
I don't know if that'll work, but it's funny that you did it anyway.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Ah. Welcome back to The Legal Brief, the show where we... What am I doing with my hands?
That's a good outtake. You've been doing this for 3 years.
I don't know what to do with my hands. They just... Anyway, there's packs of wild dogs taking over our major cities.
Packs of stray dogs that control most of the major cities.
Okay. All right.
Last one. Yep, it's over, but don't worry, you can click on the video up top to watch last week's show, and the one below that is the one that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. Check them out and let me know what you think.